What's up, everybody? Matt Kajeski here, back again with the Odd Shopper channel. Today, we're talking some college basketball bets ahead of January the 4th. Before we get started, make sure to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when this and all other content goes live. We're also brought to you guys today by DraftKings Sportsbook. And if you don't know, they have a phenomenal deal for you guys. Here's what you'll do. You're going to take $5. This is for first-time users. Go to DraftKings Sportsbook or click the link in the video description below. Make a deposit on DraftKings, and you are going to get a free bet, essentially. $5, you can place this on any market between December 31st and February 12th, and you're automatically going to turn that $5 into $200. The bet doesn't even have to win. And again, it's not going to last forever, so make sure to take advantage of this. You can even use it on one of the bets in this video. And with that, let's dive into the bets today. We're going to talk 3 games, similar to what we did yesterday. And we'll kick things off with a total in Missouri and Arkansas. This is one I jumped on towards the over at 155.5. I'm seeing it rising a little bit currently in the market, but hasn't climbed to a place where I won't bet it yet. First things first, these are 2 of the fastest teams in the entire country. You look at Missouri, 76 possessions. That's way above league average. Arkansas, 74 possessions, way above league average. And then you look at how these teams are composed. You have Missouri, who's the #1 team in terms of offensive efficiency in the entire country. Yes, they're going to be going up against a good Arkansas defense, but there's definitely ways for Missouri to exploit this. Missouri is one of the best shooting teams in the country right now, which is crazy to say, but this team is second in overall effective field goal percentage. So my first question was, is this team running hot, or is this team actually getting off good shots? So cross-reference that with Shot Quality, a site that's private that grades shots based on where they're taken on the floor, what kind of defense is being around them, stuff like that. And this team's actually 35th in shot quality too. So they're getting up good shots. They're shooting effectively when they have the ball. This Missouri team has been awesome this year. And then you look at Arkansas. They're playing really fast as well. They're not quite as efficient on offense, 76th in the country. They're a very young team, and they're a team with a lot of star power. So I don't think this necessarily is, representative of what they're going to look like all season long. But then you also have Missouri's defense is 149th. So this should give Arkansas opportunities to score, especially on the interior. Arkansas is 30th in 2-point percentage. Missouri is 160th in 2-point defense. So you have 2 teams that are very efficient on offense, one that's not so efficient on defense, and then mismatches that both teams can exploit when they're on the offensive floor. All that culminating with a hyper-fast pace. I think this is a play towards the over. Anything near 155, completely okay with me. I got this twice already. I actually took a hit open at 153. Forgot to mention that. So that's where we're at with this game. Second one, we'll jump to a marquee game in the Big East. UConn taking on Providence. I'm seeing a lot of people trying to buy Providence right now. I'm on the other side. I think this is UConn all the way. I will be trying to sell UConn at some point this year, but this is not the time. They're one of the better teams in the country. But right now the spread is 4. I think that's fine. 4.5 I'm seeing out there too. I think that's fine as well. Total is 141 points. There's a lot of advantages I think that work UConn's way here. This team is top 10 in both offensive and defensive efficiency. Providence is 23rd in offensive efficiency, 65th in defense. You have a UConn team which is excellent on defense, really across the board. They're great at defending the interior. Providence has scored well in there. And they're also really good at defending the perimeter. Providence doesn't really take a lot of threes. They're actually outside the top 300 in 3-point attempts on the season. So for me, seeing that and seeing how UConn can defend the paint was big. But it's not just that. I think there's a couple other mismatches in this game. As far as UConn's defense, breaking it down, this is a pressure defense. They're awesome at forcing turnovers, which I think could actually be a really big issue against Providence, who's outside the top 200 in committing turnovers. And for reference, that's a bad stat. You do not want to be outside the top 200 committing turnovers. So I think that's a way that UConn can take advantage of this game, not only through their very efficient play, but getting Providence to commit a lot of turnovers here. Only thing I'll say is this is a home game for Providence. So I think we have to tread a little bit careful here. Providence does have a good strength of schedule. They do have some good wins. They beat Marquette in double overtime, a game where Marquette disproportionately was affected by fouls. I will say that. But this team beat TCU. This team beat Miami. They have some good wins. Or excuse me, they played Miami and they played TCU. Those were both losses, but they beat some other good Big East teams. So this is a pretty good level of competition for Providence. With that said, we're still not going to buy them here. We'll back UConn. And then final game we'll talk about here. These are in order of preference as well, just for reference. Last one's Georgia-Auburn, SEC showdown. Got Georgia playing really well this year, quietly. This team, if they can continue into SEC play, they might surprise some people. But this is a tough spot for them against Auburn. The spread is 7 points in favor of Auburn. Total's 137, and that's where I want to focus first and foremost. This, to me, seems a little bit high, and there's a couple reasons. First off, let's start with the main concern. That would be pace. Georgia essentially plays at the league average pace. Auburn plays a little bit above that, so that's where I would get a little bit cautious. But with that said, you have two teams that have played middling offense and then excellent defense. So you look at offensive efficiency for both these teams. They're actually really close. Auburn is 137th. Georgia's 138th. Defensive efficiency, Georgia is 48th. Auburn 16th. So that's immediately lopsided. These are two teams that are excellent at defending the ball. And then I took this a step further and looked at shooting. These teams are horrible shooting, especially beyond the arc. You have Auburn 323rd in three-point percentage, and then you have Georgia. They're actually 149th, but they only rank 220th in three-point attempts. So neither of these teams have shown any ability to shoot the ball this year, and I don't think that gets any better here. I mean, you look back at Auburn to last year. This team shot the ball poorly last year as well. They lived through their athleticism, and they don't have a lottery pick on their team this year. So this is a bit different. And then you dive into some more of the stylistics here, just how their defenses line up. These are two teams that are just reckless with the ball in offense. Auburn, 278th in turnovers. Georgia, 291st. Neither of these teams take care of the ball whatsoever. And against pressure defenses, this could be a huge issue moving forward, especially in this game. So while pace is a bit of a concern for me, I'm showing a tiny bit of value towards the under. Would look at this as low as like 136, 135, but 137, we will tentatively back the under here. That'll do it for us today. Thank you guys for watching the Odd Shopper channel. Again, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe on the way out. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. We'll be back a few more times throughout the weeks. I'm not sure the schedule yet, but eventually we'll get this hammered down and ironed out. But if you'd like to reach out on Twitter, I'm at Matt_Kajeski as well. Feel free to reach out there. But until next time, we'll see you guys later.